We are live.
Live from
Studio
6. Man, I did not remember how that
100.
saying goes. Or is it? I'm thinking like Saturday Night Live also. I don't know.
651.
66. That's how we do it. We're live across the nation.
Technically, worldwide.
On the interwebs.
Our ratings have expanded. We are now
to what? 3?
To
You, me,
myself,
and some random person.
Some random person. We're broadcasting off the globe.
Straight to space. The International Space Station watches us. That's not true.
At NASA, this is the only channel. Can you imagine being up in space?
Guys, they're live again. What do we do? Just watch it. Who gives a shit?
They haven't been live in like 9 months.
This must be a message. It's a sign.
Oh man. So
yeah,
what's new?
We're back another week. Everything's new.
Nothing
is new. Well, if we're gonna go Assassin's Creed, we got that picture of what's his face doing the thing.
My segue.
Hug his infamous segues. Trying to pull this up now. I don't know where.
Just good idea.
We finally got the first look at what's his name?
Magneto.
Jim actor as
Michael Fassbender.
Assassin's Creed. Michael Fassbender as the what's his new assassin's name? I have it here. Callum Lynch. Is that a British name? That sounds British.
It sounds like a name from like a Transporter movie.
Hey, call up Callum. Tell him that we gotta fucking get this shit over.
Is that the assassin name or is that the real world name?
What do you mean real world name?
Like the present day.
No, I mean he's playing an assassin back in the day, no?
Yeah, but they're also gonna have the present day stuff with like absurd.
Oh, that I don't know. So he's gonna be like playing a descendant of himself. Like he's gonna be Desmond Miles and Callum Lynch. Well, there you go. There's a picture of him, looking all angry. I don't know if he should be holding the blades. That doesn't look safe. You can see he's got his fingers bandaged. He's like he's cut himself. He's like, God damn it.
Don't worry, they modified it now that it doesn't hurt the owner.
The ring finger. I like it. You got the knives for throwing, the sword for sorting.
Let's just hope that the controls aren't as terrible in the movie. He's running.
That all depends on what they're using lobster ago.
He's running, trying to escape. Someone's controlling him.
Jump off straight to the left.
I want to hop over to the next building. Jumps in the hay.
This is scheduled for what? 2017. Sometime in December.
Remember, they're still doing the Splinter Cell movie. That's supposed to be still coming out with Tom Hardy. And now they're doing Borderlands. And they're doing The Last of Us. And they're supposedly still doing Uncharted.
I don't remember most of those. Because, I mean, that's the thing, like, these days, they just announce movies and then forget about it for years. But here's the teaser that we have. This is what it's going to look like.
That video is supposed to be private. That's me.
Which
right
one?
now. I'm playing a stunt double.
You're wearing a lot of makeup on your hands. Or is that some weird gloves?
Nah, I'm wearing makeup right now. What are you talking about?
That's racist. Yeah, a lot of video game
I just
movies,
had.
one of them has got to be good, right? Odds are in favor of one of them being good.
I was gonna say what I tell everybody is I have a really good tan.
It's that South Florida tan.
Yeah, man. Hopefully.
You think that one's gonna be any good?
Hopefully.
I wonder. I don't know.
I feel like this is the only one that I've heard that's actually sticking to the source material, so it might be the best one out of all of them, or maybe The Last of
Well, I
Us.
mean, The Last of Us. Yeah, they kind of
Yeah,
have to stick to the
I think
source
The Last of Us
material.
might be the best one because it's the actual game writers who are doing it. So I mean, you can't really complain that Hollywood mess. I guess there would be some Hollywood stuff in it, but you can't really say that argument doesn't really hold up as much because it's the original, not writers. What were they, like the directors or whatever of the show? They're writing the script. So I mean, if it's good, that's a good thing. If it's bad, then you really don't have anyone else to blame.
But it's gonna be one of those things where if they follow too much to the story, then all the people who've played the games are gonna be like, well, we saw this in the game in much greater detail.
I think they're not gonna have. It's gonna be in the universe. It's not gonna be those characters though. I think it's gonna be different.
Different characters, same universe.
Yeah, because there's really I don't really see the point of adapting what's already in the game, because you could just play the game and get the story, or watch it on YouTube and get the story. I feel like the universe is big enough that you can just have totally different characters. Maybe mention Joel and Ellie, but you do have like the whole Firefly group. You could just base it on regular survivors. You have like all these different things that you could do. I don't think that you necessarily have to.
But wouldn't that be where they would go though? I mean, that's why they're making the Last of Us movie, because of the whole Joel and Ellie story. And also it's just like it's these two people. Sometimes there's a third with them, just in this world trying to go from point A to point B. And like,
yeah. But I mean, you can always do that with
shit.
You can always do that with other characters, though. It doesn't have to be Joel and Ellie. But then again, I mean, maybe that's what people want to see. Maybe they want to see a movie version of these characters.
Because I think the movie too is also more accessible to a lot other people to get to know the brand. Because I mean, a lot of people are going to go watch it either because it looks interesting to them, or because they have people play the game and are like, "Yo, this story is worth it." And if you don't want to sit through the 8, 10, 12, however many hours it was for this game, you could just get a 2-hour version of it without seeing me die every 10 seconds, or without having a knife break, because then watch me build knives for an hour. It's like all that. It's just strictly story. But then they'll change stuff, and then everybody's gonna be like, "Well, they shouldn't have changed this." The controversial ending will be a thing. I look forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, knowing me, I'm gonna watch it anyway.
Oh yeah, I'll watch it for sure.
I'm gonna watch it anyways. I mean, I didn't have a heart attack playing that game just to not watch the movie.
We got to do a playthrough one day of like a scary movie, a scary game. Put you in a dark room, start playing that shit.
Yeah, but it's gonna be, if someone's with me, it's not gonna be as scary as if I was playing by myself.
And we're gonna put you in a locked room, dark, and have you play the game by yourself. We're gonna walk in, you're just gonna be asleep. Yeah, console's turned off. You're just like, I didn't even bother.
You're gonna walk in, it's gonna be on the pause screen. Once the sun goes down, it's like, well, wait till this game auto saves.
I did that once as a kid. It was me and 2 friends. We started playing Resident Evil 2. Fucking turned off all the lights in the room. We blacked out the windows, and we're just playing, and we're fucking shitting ourselves. And at one point, like 8 hours into the game, we're still in that room locked in, and one of my friends is like, "Yo, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick." We're like, "All right." He goes out. He goes around. We're like in a building on the 8th floor. He goes out into his parents' room, and he takes like one of those long noodles from the pool noodles. He goes to his parents' room, which is right next door, and just start bashing it on the window of our room. Holy shit, did me and the other kid die. Screamed, hugged each other. The other guy comes in tears with like his family. Now I'm just fucking dying. I'm like, why would you do this?
Oh, man. That's crazy.
Still gotta love those horror games, though.
See, the funny thing is like, everyone's like, oh, the black person always dies first, right? It's like, realistically, a black person would never put themselves in that type of situation.
Seriously.
So
they're like, nah, I'm not going there. I've seen this movie.
So it's like, oh, you're in the house, you hear a weird noise. No, we're not gonna investigate the noise. We're gonna get the hell out of here.
Here's what I did once. I was at the park. It was me and Jasar at the park. We're playing soccer, right? The ball rolls into the trees. So I go to get it. I see a woman. Hair disheveled. She looked like she was dead, lying in the trees. So I come out with the ball.
I see.
I walk right back out. I go to Jasar. I'm like, there's a body in there. I don't know if she's alive or dead. I've seen all the scary movies. I literally told her, I'm like, I've seen the scary movies. I've read the zombie comics. I know what the procedure is. I told everybody that was walking by, I'm like, there's a person in there. Let's all be aware of the situation. Somebody call 911. It's like, should we go in there? And I'm like, I'm not going in there because I'm not dying. Because you're going to get closer or she's going to stand up and bite you. And then I'm going to be forced to kill 2 people. So let's just call the paramedics.
And that's how it starts.
Turns out it was just like some drunk lady that fucking passed out in the forest or the trees. And I'm like, all right, whatever. She rambled off. The world is safe. I followed protocol. I'm not sticking my hand in there. That's how you die.
I can imagine you saying that to a news reporter. I saved the world.
I followed protocol. We're all safe.
I saved the world. No powers required. Oh,
man. I'm not fuck around, man. That's what I do in my spare time.
Yeah, it's one of the things where like I was watching, like I finished watching the Until Dawn gameplay walkthrough or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like,
spoiler alert for Until Dawn.
Yeah, I guess I may slip on a spoiler. I wasn't really going to, but
yeah, just in case. Just in case.
It's one of those things where like you try to put yourself in that situation where it's like you're trying to help someone out. It's like, yo, you gotta. First of all, no one suggests that we need to get the hell up out of this cabin. Everyone, for whatever reason, they end up being split up, whatever. Like it has those typical horror movie tropes. My thing is like, if for whatever reason we get split up, like if it's a group of us we get split up, if we ever like find each other again, I'm like, yo, I don't care what you guys want to do, but we need to get the hell up out of here.
This reminds me of that commercial. I don't know if it was like Taco Bell or Doritos or something, but there's like a group of kids, like the generic, typical scary movie group of kids are in the woods. They're being chased by like the chainsaw killer. And they're like, what do we do? One guy's like, we should jump in that car that's like already turned on and get the hell out of here. Then this like the dumb bimbo, she's like, we should all go hide behind that wall of chainsaws that are running. They all look at the car, look at the wall of chainsaws, run behind the chainsaws. That's the kind of shit that scary movies go through. That's why I would live. I'm following protocol.
Yeah, but the game was good. I mean, if that was a movie, that was like a 2-hour movie, I'd watch it. I mean, technically, it could be a 2-hour movie, but
was it supposed to be campy, or did they try to authentically make it scary?
Like, there's a lot of jump scares and stuff in the game, but like at the beginning, it's just the characters like messing with each other. So like they'll jump out and they're like, and then everyone starts screaming, whatever. But then later on, when like the supernatural stuff starts, I guess spoiler, when supernatural stuff starts kicking in and like the whole mythical stuff, whatever, then it's like And then they have like
because you mentioned it like Cabin in the Woods, because Cabin in the Woods was a bit of both. Like there's some scary stuff, some gory stuff, but there's also like a lot of pointing out the campiness of horror movies and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like this one, it's more of like those. You have those typical characters, and then like you have the typical like bitchy character. Like it could be either a girl or a guy, and then you have that typical jock character. That's pretty much what Cabin in the Woods is. Like this one has it, but it also has like a good story, especially towards the end when everything starts to unravel. It has a good story to it. I thought it was pretty good. But
I'll keep an eye on it. Get on sale at some point.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm kind of blowing through my games though.
Yeah, right now
like all my free PSN.
It's I think it's worth it if you get it on sale. I don't think it's worth it if you get full price. And you could do multiple playthroughs. Like it's not like a Telltale game where like by the end of the season, it doesn't matter what you did, what you do, it's gonna end up in pretty much in the same spot. This one is like
well, I mean, even episodes for Telltale games are like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But this one is like if you make the wrong decision at one point in time, you can either screw that character over or you screw a character over in the future that could die. Like, let's say if you pick up a baseball bat here, later on, if a character ends up in that area and he needs it, it's not there, that character could end up dying. And then like towards the end, like you could see what characters are alive or not. And then they have this new mechanic where like if like something's like coming towards you and like you have to stay still, like the character has to stay still, you have to hold the PlayStation controller. And if you move it and then you accidentally make a sound and then like the monster or whatever will come after you and then that character ends up dying. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's why you just put the controller on the table, just
yeah. Obviously you could do that, but I'm saying like if you're not expecting it to come and then next thing you know, you move.
Also, if like you want to enjoy the game.
Yeah, if you move the controller that part after it says don't move, then you're already screwed. But
it'd be great if like you had to plug in your headphones, your headset, and then it also captures like the microphone noises. Although it sucks because I don't know if you can capture like the trucks passing by over here. So like, don't make a sound. Truck flies by. I'm like, God damn it, the airplane. The airport is right by me too, so it's just like all that shit. Dogs start barking. I'm like, really, guys? Everything at fucking once?
Oh man.
But I look forward to it. It sounds interesting. So there's a possibility that you can kill all the characters in the game.
Yeah, I think there's a way that every character can like not survive by the end. So yeah,
that's cool. I'll look into it. I mean, right now, like I said, like I'm flying through my my PSN games. Like this week, I beat Guacamelee, Limbo. We finished the Tomb Raider last week. I'm sure we'll finish Dead Nation sometime soon. And then yesterday, I made a little bit more progress on Walking Dead from Telltale. I'm still working my way through.
You should have finished that a long time ago.
You know what it is? I realize it. It's the same issue I had with Breaking Bad in the beginning. It's the characters annoy me so much. Everybody bitches about everything. It's like, guys, if we just get together and focus on one thing, we'll get through this. But no, it's like one person says this and the next person instantly has to go against them. And I'm like, we can fucking do both. We need supplies. Let's look for supplies and get the fuck out. We can't just get out and not have supplies. No, we got to go. I'm like, die. I don't give a shit anymore.
No, my response would be like, okay.
I don't care.
Oh, we got to go. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Nobody's stopping you.
I'm just going to start using the silent option. Just not say anything. Just be quiet. But just look at them like,
be silent.
I can't do this.
The whole entire series, you never say a word.
I would love to do that, a playthrough like that. Just be silent. And you got Clementine. Stay here. You look back. She's there. I'm like, why are you here? Now I got to fucking take care of you. It's annoying as hell. But I'll get through it. I finished episode 4 yesterday where she got taken. Why? Because she didn't fucking stay there.
She got taken. Liam Neeson shows up. Yeah. I don't know who you are.
His name is Lee.
Oh, that's true. Lee Everett.
He just picks up the. I would have picked up the walkie-talkie thing. I don't know who you are, but fuck it. I've told her a million times to stay put. Your problem.
Was it
I don't
because
give a shit. I just got bit.
I thought there was. I don't remember what happened, but I thought it was because she stayed. You told her to stay in the house, right? Was that what happened? I forget how the episode was.
She gets taken. Spoiler alert for Walking Dead season 1, Telltale Games. She gets taken. I guess because she wants to find her parents. You're in Savannah, and then she's on the radio with like some creeper.
Yeah.
Who's been talking to her. And then you say, she's like, I want to go find my parents. And then you have the option to say, yes, before we leave, we can look for her, which is a lie. You can say, no, just like fuck off, stop asking me, or the truth, which is like, we don't have time for that shit. So regardless of which one you tell her, she's going to get angry and leave. Which I guess like somebody on the radio talks to her. So I told her, I'm like, we ain't got time for that shit. And then I went to sleep and I left the radio where she could see it. So I guess she got the radio, started talking to somebody, and went outside where they probably
that's
took
when
her.
you're in the house, right?
Yeah, you wake up again and you're like, Clementine, which is like that guy's entire dialogue that episode is just screaming out her name. Like, the house is not that big, dude. You can find her.
Yeah, okay, I remember now. That episode.
So I'm trying to get through that.
Where they're in the where you meet
3, they're on the train.
Which one is the one where you meet Molly, like the parkour chick?
Episode 4.
That's episode 4. Okay. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. That part was crazy. Like when you find out what happened to the community.
Mm-hmm.
That the chick was like, she was pregnant or something, right? And she had to like get an abortion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yes, get an abortion or leave and like figure it out for yourself out there. So she just stabbed the guy.
Yeah, and that's what started the outbreak inside.
Yeah.
But did you find that
sucks? It's like
you find that extra tape that shows Molly's background?
Yeah.
Okay.
I found that by accident.
Yeah, you had to like.
It was like because I had gone to the locker earlier and then it was locked or whatever. And then like after you search the body and you find the code, he says something. I completely ignored what he said. Like I didn't hear him. And I'm like, whatever. And then as I'm walking back to the room, I'm just like, let me check this locker again. And I open it. I'm like, oh, all right. And he pulls out the tape. I'm like, all right, that's the tape that has Molly.
Yeah.
So I knew that she was going to have something there, of course. Yeah, but if it weren't for those people, like you don't see that kind of shit happening when Rick Grimes is in charge.
Well, Lee is not.
He was in Rick mode. He should be. That's why first of all, that's why he got bit. That's why Clementine doesn't stay put. And that's why everybody's always bickering. You need Rick Grimes. Oddly enough, Rick Grimes, he is uncle.
I think we lost you. Yep. Think we lost him, guys. Either that or time travel. Somebody stopped time in his area and he is frozen. Let it go. Let it go. Yo.
All right. We're back.
Are you back?
All right. So that was the other point. I don't know what the fuck happened there.
We lost you for like 30. I think somebody stopped time near your house.
Somebody's not following protocol. the doctor's in the area, but yeah.
I have no idea what you said. So all I heard was Rick
So
Grimes.
maybe later today, Rick Grimes, who is uncle to a Morgan Grimes. The world's connected.
Oh.
You know, the beard. That's why the beard's in play.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Too bad Walking Dead started after Chuck ended, I think. Or else they would have probably referenced that.
Yeah. That's true. That would have been a nice little reference. But hopefully this week I could finish up all that shit. Then I need to finish the Telltale Game of Thrones and Borderlands.
I'm waiting for episode
Not finished,
5.
but catch up on those.
Episode 5 of Borderlands. I think they're gonna announce Borderlands 3.
Comes out this fall.
They're gonna announce Borderlands 3 when episode 5 comes out in like 5 months.
Well, it's supposed to come out this fall, which I guess would be sometime in October, November.
Well, I guess between 3 and 4 wasn't bad. It was like 2 months, but still, I'd rather them
between 1 and 2 it was hard.
I'd rather them finish everything and then release it like once a month or something. They're having to wait.
Yeah, seriously, that's what. I don't know why they don't do it like that, or like every 2 months, just to, if they want that space.
It probably take. Like, I was thinking it probably takes them so long because they need to like license the intro music. Every episode.
Well, it's like you get the license once, and that's. Well, I mean,
but
it's not like they're going for
expensive
songs. It's not like they're going for expensive songs either. I don't think.
It's funny because like that game makes me listen to songs I don't think I would ever listen to otherwise.
Yeah, they do have a good soundtrack for those. Like the theme song for the first Borderlands games introduced me to the band Cage the Elephant. No Rests. What is it? Ain't No Rest for the Wicked.
That was the first one. But second one was second one was someone else, right?
Yeah, I don't remember. I can't remember now. But my plan is to finish all these games, hopefully, because I mean now they're pretty short games, so it's just a matter of finishing them up before the big games come out now in the fall. I don't even know what the first game is. I need to set up my game calendar. Yeah,
I gotta do that too. Well, it's mostly for games to look out for when they're on sale, because there's only gonna be like 1 or 2 games I'm getting at launch. Everything else I'll just wait until. Like last year, Best Buy had the buy 2 get 1 free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do that a lot though. Not a lot,
yeah,
every once in a while.
I'll wait till like something like that, and then
yeah, that's the only way I'll probably get some of the games that I want, because I don't think they'll be going on special anytime soon.
Nah. Right now, I was just thinking of continuing because I was like earlier this year, I was replaying like the Pokemon games I had for DS.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, I stopped playing. So what I think I'm gonna do now is just continue that for now until something comes out that I'm gonna get. I don't even know.
But I also gotta set up a TV schedule. Keep an eye on my TV shows I'll start.
Yeah.
I just know that October is Arrow and Flash at the second week of October.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had announced that. I always forget. It's on October.
October 6th.
There you go, because I can't type for shit right now. So.
Oh, I was just guessing.
Oh. You said it with such conviction. I believe you. I'm like, that sounds. I'm like, sure, I'll take that.
I figure that's the second week of October. Yeah, the 6th is a Tuesday.
October 7th for Arrow. Yeah, 6 for Flash, 7th for Arrow.
I don't even know what else is because the Legend of Tomorrow doesn't start until next year. And
yeah, I think that's what, like a January thing.
Yeah, and then you got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. coming back.
Supergirl starts.
Oh, and yeah, I forgot about that.
Let me see. There should be a
That should be
here,
that
look
same
that
week,
also.
I'm guessing, because that's gonna air on Mondays. I'm still waiting on Gotham to come on Netflix. I thought they made a deal that is gonna come
Yeah,
on
that's what I
early.
thought too. It's like as
Like
soon as
I
it
need
finishes,
to,
it'll cut there.
yeah, I want to finish. I don't even know how much episodes I had left, but for at this point, I have to start all over because I don't even remember what the hell is going on. But I was just waiting for that so I could finish that up. But I don't. They're slipping with that, man. Like Agents of Shield came on Netflix like a week after it ended. Like I feel like that's what they need to do.
If there's an update on that, but Supergirl premieres October 26th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the CBS. It's a weird time slot, 8:30 for a 1 hour show.
Oh, maybe it's just that
Like
first.
that one.
Maybe it's that first episode. Maybe it's that first episode. It's 8:30, but then
No,
it starts 8 o'clock after.
no, because 8 o'clock is Big Bang Theory. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Well, or maybe, yeah, it could just be that because they get the big viewership from Big Bang Theory and then leads into Supergirl. I mean, they might keep it like that actually. I guess it
Big
makes
Bang
sense
Theory
to
is
try
only
and keep
30
people.
minutes.
Yeah, just a small sitcom. Not small, but just regular 22-minute episodes. And then besides that, like I got just the random shows that I watch. Walking Dead should start in October sometime. And then just the regular random shit. And then that's pretty much it. Like now's when the leisure schedule gets busier with video games and TV shows. I'm just gonna have to quit my job. I can do it.
Have
That's
fun
it.
buying
You been
those
reading
video
anything?
games.
God damn it. I didn't think of that.
Nah, I just started the Robin series, the 90s Robin. I'm only
Which
like
Robin is that?
Tim Drake.
Tim Drake.
I'm only like 6 issues in though, so it's not really much story development.
Mm-hmm.
And
Why
actually,
did they do that?
with what?
Like that series, like it's just based on when, as soon as he becomes Robin and like his side
I think
quests.
he's already Robin. Like he's already Robin, but it's just him doing his own thing. Because it starts off
Huh.
with Azrael as Batman. Because I guess Nightfall just happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what year Nightfall was, but yeah, Azrael's Batman, and he's kind of like going crazy with it. So he leaves the Batcave and decides to stay at his dad's penthouse. Because remember, Tim Drake is the one where his mom's dead, but his dad's still alive. But right now, his dad's missing.
His dad's rich.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Like I don't know much about his father, but yeah. So it's just him doing his own thing. They introduced spoiler pretty early on, so I thought it was gonna be later on in the series. But I had a big revelation. Well, something I never really thought about, but until I started reading this, is that Stephanie Brown's dad is a supervillain called Clue Master, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, I think he like commits a crime and like he like leaves a clue on like where to find him. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know what his MO is, something like that. But Stephanie Brown became the spoiler. Just because she knows her dad's a super criminal, so she became the spoiler to mess with her dad's plans. So I put 2 and 2 together. Clue Master, the spoiler.
Spoiler. Isn't that? I don't know. I haven't read like New 52 stuff in a while. I think she was introduced in New 52, wasn't she?
Yeah, and Batman Eternal. But
Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of a villain that was introduced in the Nightwing books. I don't know. I'm not gonna look for it now.
But yeah,
Stick for it.
so I'm only like 6 issues in. It's just him doing his own. Like I read the Nightwing series starting from the '90s all the way to when Batman dies, and then he's like gonna take the mantle, or like right before he takes the mantle. So I wanted to read the Robin stuff, and then read it, and then that goes all the way to till he becomes Red Robin, and then he has a Red Robin series, and then I don't know what to read after that with him. But what I'm doing is picking a character and then picking a starting point that's good, and just starting from there and just read on. There's like the same thing I did with Spider-Man. Just find a good starting point and then just read from there.
Yeah, I seriously gotta find time to just read stuff like that. But like it's so much to read that I just get like turned off. I'm like, fuck it.
I just pace myself with it. I don't try to read all at once. I read like a couple of issues, and when I get tired of reading, I just go do something else, and then I just come back to it whenever. But if I try to finish, it's like 180 something issues. I'm like, there's no way I could finish that. Well, I did it with Ultimate Spider-Man, so. But that was
it depends on the series.
That was just written really good, so I could just binge read that. But other stuff,
like The Walking Dead, I binge. Shit, I don't even remember how many issues it was. I think it was close to like 70 or 80 from that I caught up on until I caught up, and then like the Spider-Man one, I would like to continue, as I've been saying for over a year. It's just that I don't know why, but like that book is so expensive that I look at it, I'm like, I want to spend $35 on this thing, and I always forget to keep an eye on it on Amazon when it goes on special.
I don't think it's 35. Is it? Is it that much?
The third book is 35. I think after that it kind of goes down a little bit.
What book are you on?
It's still the third book I have to get.
The third one?
Yeah.
The third one is $23.
It's the one
43 cents
on Amazon.
Yep.
Yeah, see, but I still find that like so much to spend because I can just buy like a full book for half that price.
Yeah, but remember, it's a collection book, so it collects like 3 or 4 trades in one. So it's not like you're buying
That's the one that I think you told me that has your favorite story with Norman being the creeper, right?
We don't talk about that on this podcast.
I would like to get it because it should be a fun book to read. I like reading the Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah. It's 23 something.
Like that's one I wanted to get to reading, and I got my books over there. I can't see them from here. What else I need to catch up on? I still got my Daredevil trade that I'm reading. I barely touched that. I did catch up on my Injustice stuff.
On in stock. It's $20. $20. And they're having a big 45% off sale on DC and Vertigo. DC and Image.
Image has some good books, man. I still need Invincible is another one I need to get through.
I tell you, man, you gotta get off in stock, man. They always have good sales.
Yeah, I always forget about that. But then their shipping comes out to about the same because on Amazon I get free shipping.
Well, yeah, you get that. I mean, if you spend, it depends. I guess it's good if you're buying in bulk. Because if you spend $50,
which I never do,
you get the free. But I think other than that, I don't even know how much standard shipping. Standard shipping is like $4. But even that.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, I hear that. What is that?
That's my dog in the background. You see her over there? Scratching. and she only does it on the hardwood section so that the downstairs neighbors can hear her.
Nice.
Are you done, baby girl? That look.
Yeah.
Just like
Because what I like
hear
about
your
in
neighbors.
stock is the week a trade comes out, it's 50% off for that week. And they
Yeah, you gotta keep on top of that shit.
Yeah, and then a lot of stuff is after that it's 42% off, and then they have like 45% off sales. All like pretty much
This
all year
episode
round.
brought to you by
In stock. In stock. If you're listening, you could sponsor us. But yeah, I mean,
But I definitely gotta get on the trades. Like the thing with me though is that I don't like falling behind like I do on my weekly stuff because I just don't remember what happens by the time the next trade comes out, especially DC stuff, because they come out a year later with their hardcovers and then another year later with their soft covers. I'm just like, by the time I start reading, they're already on the new 52.
Pretty much.
Like Marvel's better at that.
Image once the story arc is done, they release a trade. But the only thing is, the thing about releasing a trade so fast is you could still fall behind with that because it's so much.
Yeah, you still have to wait like another 5 months to read the next one.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if when they release it so fast, it could be that 1 month where you forget, and like 2 years go by, and you're like, damn. Like that's what happened to me in Ninja Turtles. Like I was reading it, and then I was like, okay, I finished volume 8 or whatever, and then I was like, I gotta wait for the next one. I just forgot, and I'm like, now I have to go back and read it because I don't like. I remember I remember I ended it with the whole City Fall arc, but some of the new characters that they introduced, like if I just jump back on right now, I'm like, I have no idea who you are.
Yeah, that happens a lot in Walking Dead with me because they'll introduce new characters and then I won't read for like a couple months and I jump back on. I'm like, who are these people? I'll figure it out. What I find helps though is that if I don't remember what happened, I just go back to the last issue I read and just like skim over the pictures.
I just go to
get an idea.
Like the last page of the last whatever, and I'm like, okay, this is how
stuff
it
like
ended.
that. Like I just and then like I can connect the dots, kind of going back for all the major points. Anything minor, they're gonna re-explain anyway, so that's always good. It's just a matter of staying up with it, which is something that I don't do. Like I'll just fall off comics for a while, and then on and off.
Yeah. But one thing I'm keeping up with is the art. Well, I said it last week is the Archie, but even then, it's like I might just wait for the trade at this point. I read the first 2 issues and I liked it, so I might just wait for the trade.
Is Mark Waid going to be writing that for a long time, or are they changing him after the first couple issues?
I have no idea. The one thing I find is they sneak and change writers. They do this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who was it? I think it was when it was like big hype when Gail Simone was going to write the Tomb Raider series that took as like continuing from the game. And then like, I think after like probably like a story arc, I don't even know. I haven't read it, but I think after like one story arc, it was a different writer and they didn't even say anything. Like they make it seem like these writers are going to be on it for like a long time. But then like after a couple of issues, it's like a different writer and they don't even say anything. They just
not even in the letters column.
I don't read the letters column, so I don't know.
Sometimes in the back they'll be like, oh, next month is like new writer and stuff. Like they just have it there just probably to cover their asses, but they don't make a big deal about it so as to not lose readers, I guess.
I don't know. I feel like they just say these things just to hype up the book, and then next thing you know, it's a different writer and you didn't even know.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't know, then I guess that's not all that bad because the quality in the book hasn't changed.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's at least good to know that. I don't know.
Yeah, but I always try to at least before as I read, they have the title page with the writer and the artist and all that stuff. Not the front cover. I don't go by that, but the actual page inside. because like there's times where the cover will say a name, but then the writer is actually somebody different. Because at the last minute they had to change writers for whatever reason, and the cover was already put together a long time ago. But DC does this thing where they'll have a lot of that page. It will be the last page of the issue. So you're reading the whole thing, and you're like, I'm not really sure who's writing or drawing this until you get to the very end, and you're like, all right, it was these people.
I don't know. I'm one of those people. I know a lot of people do it by writer, but I kind of do it by artist. So I feel like if the art, I mean, it all depends. I think it just depends on the book, because sometimes the art could be not to my liking, but the writing is good, so I'll continue reading it. But what would get me to read a book is seeing the artist, because I feel like for a comic book, that's more of the appeal to me. And then and most of the time I don't even know who. Like if the writer isn't like popular, most of the time I don't even know who the writers are. So if I go judging by the writer, there's a lot of stuff I'm not going to be reading. So I figure if I go by artist and what characters in the series, like if it's DC or Marvel, depends on the character. But for like Image or whatever,
yeah, I do a mixture of both. Like if it's I'll go with a mixture of both. Like if I know the writer, like there's certain writers that I know that I really like, that I'll definitely read their stuff. There's certain artists also that I like, that I'll read their stuff regardless of who's writing. But if it's a group of like unknown people or people I'm like kind of, I would look at it or just go like that. But
if it's like unknown people on a book, but I like the character, I'll read it. Because I want to see
I'll give it a shot.
Progression with that character. But that's why going by trade. That's why I like going by trades, because at least I give it a whole story arc to see if I like it or not. I can't really go by one issue, because it's like reading one issue is like judging a show based on its pilot.
Well, I mean, sometimes though, like you can tell, like you'll read a comic and just that first issue, you're just like, this story doesn't interest me. Like it's happened to me a lot of times. Like you just read it, and at the end, you're just like, this wasn't anything. Like I don't know where
that's why I haven't read any like Avengers stuff, because everyone's talking about like how Jonathan Hickman, like how he writes, is so cryptic. And it's like,
that's one thing.
So you need to tell me.
I read one issue and I'm like, fuck this.
No idea what's because supposedly that's why I'm dreading read like Secret Wars, because people are saying that Secret Wars is a build-up from everything Jonathan Hickman has wrote for Marvel. And I'm just like, there's no way. There's no
Grant Morrison is another writer that's like that he's very cryptic, and like everything is like an allegory or something to something else and parallel and this and read between the lines. And I'm like, I want to read a story. I don't want to think about this right now. Now, after a philosophical, eye-opening book here, I just wanted a good story.
I don't know, man. And I'm kind of I don't know. This superhero stuff, they're not really doing stuff that like I'm keeping up with it just to know what's going on, like with reviews. Like I'll read a review or whatever. But I mean, or when I listen to like the Comic Vine podcast and they talk about the different books. But I mean, like a lot of the stuff they're doing now is just.
It's just the same old, same old. I mean, there are some things that changed, like the new Batgirl book. That's something different. The Spider-Gwen book, that was something different.
But even then,
that's one thing.
With the Spider-Gwen and stuff, now that Secret Wars is going on, is like we don't know what's gonna happen by the end of this thing. Like
it finished actually. Spider-Gwen finished.
No,
I just read
isn't it gonna get a relaunch?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. But like I read the last issue that came out like last week or the week before, and in the back it was saying that was the last issue. Like she's still gonna take part in Secret Wars, but I don't know if they're rebooting after that. But like there's certain books like the Miss Marvel that came out was another one that was a good change. The new Ant-Man that was out, but like they Marvel just canceled all those books. I don't know if they're relaunching or not, but those were all really good books that I read, or like other people have told me that they really enjoyed. But then again, that brings back to the thing that I've said before. Is like that's why I like Image books, is that they always do something different, a little bit more mature, more stuff that you haven't seen in superhero books. but then their books are very unreliable because they'll do two issues and then go on hiatus for 6 months.
Yeah.
So
The
it's
thing
like
about
you can
like
either have the
Marvel,
reliability of one or not, or like the generic story of the big two with the reliability of books, or the great stories and unreliability of Image and like the other smaller publishers.
I just
And
need
then
something
these,
with like good like like character development and story progression. That's what I need. Cause like a lot of these things is like they'll launch it and like with Marvel, they'll launch it 6 issues later, cancel the book, relaunch it. It's like what was the point of that?
yeah, seriously.
Like you do all this character development and then you cancel the book, and then when you relaunch it, it's like none of that matters. What?
Yeah. Yeah, that is the bitch. And then, excuse me, like Secret Wars is going to October.
It got
So
extended.
that's
it got extended one more issue, right?
it was supposed to finish in September, then they got pushed back to October, and apparently there's like the new issue, like a number 7. That's just a fucking clusterfuck. I can't wait till this shit's over so I can go back to reading the books.
I don't know, man.
Like that's another thing I can't stand with comics that really turns me off from them is these big events that like I'm not gonna spend all this fucking time and money on these enormous crossover events that I don't give a shit about. It's like fuck that. I'm not gonna. And then like a trade comes out, the collected for it, and it's 300 pages and $300. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm not spending my money on that shit to read it all. I don't care. just keep my shit separate.
That's why I'm not keeping up with current Marvel unless it's like Spider-Man. That's the only thing even with that I'm behind. Like I haven't even read Spider-Verse yet. But like I'm like like X-Men and stuff, like I'm so far behind that. By the time like I actually get to like what's going on right now, I can just buy a trade and like with like I'll buy like Secret Wars. I don't even know what's going on right now, but Secret Wars something.
I don't know.
And whatever it's not included in that trade, I'm just gonna be like, well, if it doesn't have characters that I care about, it's like I'm not even gonna, because there's not a lot of Marvel stuff. Like if it's not X-Men or Spider-Man, outside of that, it's like there's not really a lot of stuff. So I don't really read the Avengers. Like I read New Avengers because Spider-Man was in it, like the Bendis New Avengers book. I read that because Spider-Man was in it, and then as I read, I got to know more about Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and all these other characters that were in it as well. But I mean, with Marvel, it all depends on the characters really, because there's not a lot that like actually with DC now. There's a lot of characters that I like, and a lot of characters that have their own book, so I don't have to read like a Justice League book. If like one character, like let's say, if like a Justice, like they only had Justice League, but none of the Justice League had their solo titles. Like let's say if I wanted to read something with the Flash in it, at least there's a separate Flash book I can read. I don't have to read even though Justice League is good, I don't have to read Justice League to get my Flash fix. I can just go read his solo book. I feel like with Marvel, it's like if you want a book with Luke Cage, well, you're gonna have to read that Avengers book because Luke Cage doesn't have his own solo series.
Yeah, but then again, that goes back to the writer, like because like New Avengers that you said, written by Bendis. Bendis is a good writer because he makes things accessible, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas I tried reading Secret Avengers or Avengers by Hickman, and like the first issues, I was just mind blown. I'm like, I don't even know what's happening here. Like, it's about accessibility as well. Like, if you get a good writer, because like it's that thing. Like, if I see that Bendis is writing a book, I'm like, I'll give it a shot. I like his writings. I'll go with that, and then I might end up staying it and liking it. Jeff Johns is another one that I'll read. But then like, if I see something like Grant Morrison starts reading The Flash, and I'll be like, I don't know if I want to continue reading The Flash because of that, because I've read some of his Batman stuff, and everybody says it's incredible, but quite frankly, I didn't care for it.
Yeah, All-Star Batman.
I was lost the entire time. I didn't even read that. So like, I don't know if it's just the books that I got or what it is, but like maybe I'm just an idiot and I don't understand his writings, but
I mean, the only thing
that's
I
how I see
actually
it.
read with Grant Morrison is the new X-Men. that he started in like 2000 or whatever, or every year that came out.
Mhm.
Like that's the only thing I've actually and the All-Star Batman Robin, but like the new X-Men stuff was pretty good. Like some issues or some story arcs I kind of fell off because I didn't know what was going on, but other than that, it was pretty good. Like he's the one who started the whole love triangle between Scott, Jean Grey, and Emma Frost,
Okay.
which I always want to ask you this. All right, so I was reading the book, right? And I guess it would be good if we got like a female perspective on it, but since we don't have a female on the podcast, like it's gonna be two guys. But like there was a like the whole thing with Jean, Scott, and Emma. It was like I guess something. I think it takes place after the Dark Phoenix saga or something like that. Something happened, and Scott is being his depressing self as always, and like he goes to like Emma Frost for like counseling or whatever, right? Or some shit like. And it's been like a year, so my memory on it is kind of hazy. But what ended up happening is they end up having like she's like his counselor or psychiatrist or whatever, but then they end up the way how they do their sessions is all in Scott's mind. Like there's nothing physical, it's all like mental because Emma Frost is a telepath. But what happens is he ends up having an affair with Emma, but there's no physical contact involved, it's all mental. Are you there? Guys, I think we lost them again. Or someone froze time.
All right. Now we're back.
Okay.
So
Every
wait,
time you freeze, I end up talking to myself. I'm like, someone froze time again.
So is Jean dead or no?
Nah, she's alive in this part.
Okay.
She dies, but at the end of his writing, she dies. But like at this part, she's still alive. So they're like still married or whatever. But like I was saying, is like he ends up having like a quote unquote affair with Emma, but it's all mental, like all in their mind. It's nothing physical. It's all mental because she's a telepath, so she can do that type of thing. So my thing is like what I wanted to ask was, is that cheating? Did he cheat on? I think we lost him again.
I still hear you. Lost video, I guess.
Okay. But like I was saying, is that technically like did he cheat on Jean, or because I don't understand.
Well, I think so. I would say yes because you allowed it to happen.
Yeah, but there was nothing physical involved. That's like saying if you're out, let's say you and Giselle go out to like a restaurant or whatever.
Yeah.
And a girl walks by and you check her out, you didn't cheat on her.
Don't do that.
It's all. I'm not saying you do.
I get it.
But it's like it's all in your head. You're not doing anything. You're just looking. So technically, he didn't do any. Like I'm trying to play devil's advocate here.
Yeah, I get you. Like
he didn't physically do anything with her. It was all
he didn't
mental.
physically do anything, but like given that it's that kind of mental, like it can, I guess, lead to physical. It's like flirting on the internet. Like you have a girlfriend, you're online flirting with somebody else. Like nothing's happening, but you're still flirting. Like it's the same thing. Like you're sexting with somebody.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Yeah.
But especially that you're doing that with something that you could be doing with your actual girlfriend. Yeah, like he could be in his mind with Jean.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, I was like, well, Scott, your first mistake was doing all this telepathy stuff and cheating on Jean, and Jean's the most powerful telepath in the world. So did you really think she was not going to find out?
How'd you find out? Her face is just like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, it was funny because when I think it was a scene where Jean walks in, like mentally walks into his mind, and then like Emma is like dressed up as Jean. And I was like, wow. But
comics.
Grant Morrison. But it's funny because at the end, like Jean dies, and then he ends up getting with Emma anyway. So
Yeah,
like she like
I'm not even sure what the
like
status
she
is
like
these days
she
of
tells
X-Men.
she tells him because like Jean dies, and then like I think Professor X dies as well. I don't remember, but like he's like wondering if he should leave the school open. I guess Jean comes back. I don't remember, and tells him that she just wants him to be happy. So then he ends up getting with Emma, and then like the Joss Whedon stuff starts. The Joss Whedon X-Men stuff starts right after that.
Okay. Man, I don't remember the Joss Whedon X-Men stuff. I should reread that. I remember I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I gotta. That's what I need to read next. Actually, after.
Yeah, the X-Men stuff is one that I would also like to read. Like, do what you do is like find a point and then just read forward. But I would like to finish Spider-Man first, if ever. Oh yeah. What's our time at?
I have no idea.
Professional as always. That's how we do it. I'll say we call it.
All right.
Next week we'll get back. We'll be back with some more news, exclusive news on the Last of Us movie.
Yeah. Some casting. I will be playing that. That.
Oh, we're throwing
character.
that out. Oh, I thought we were gonna hold it on until next week.
Sneak peek. I'll be playing that black character that shows up in for a brief period in The Last of Us and then ends up dying. Spoiler.
I don't remember.
He kills himself. I think he kills himself.
Shit, I don't remember. I would love to replay that. I think I have the game here for PS3. That's a game I should definitely replay. But yeah, but stay tuned next time. We'll be doing our thing. Hit the subscribe button right there. Subscribe. I just said that.
Click the links somewhere.
Click the links right here. You'll have his Hugs IMDb. My Wikipedia page will be right here. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at TMU Podcast and follow us on Tumblr at themostunprofessionalpodcast. Thank you for our sponsors, Microsoft and Google.
And thinkgeek.com, lootcrate.com, squarespace.com. Just go down.
Just pull out the yellow pages and just start listing off companies.
What is the audiobooks one?
Audible.
Audible.com, Amazon.com, Comixology.com.
Join us next week.
We get a mass email. Please stop saying words.
Yeah. We have no affiliation with you. Please cease and desist. I'm like, all right, we made it. Somebody's watching.
Anyways,
keep it real, people.
Yeah.